Welcome back inside the Citrus TV studios, and now we're joined by our men's soccer beat reporter, Jared Johnston. The Orange just finished up their spring season, finished the year at 2-7-4, another lackluster year for this SU men's soccer program. The offense was rather abysmal, one of the worst in the ACC. But the defense actually held its own. What made this defense so effective this year?
Yeah, Jacob, Ian McIntyre's squad was really good with pressing out of possession. The defense was able to shift pressure to near sides, suffocate play on the flanks, and create situational overloads. That was really good because when Ian McIntyre tinkered with different lineups, he went with a 4-4-2, a 4-5-1. After he settled with that 3-5-2 in the spring season, they just were tremendously better towards the tail end. And it was a mix of man marking, a mix of zone when the balls were sent over the top and trying to sit off the ball and pressure a little bit. And the key players for that were the outside backs that were also knowing when to stay compact and knowing when to lead the play in transition on offense as well.
There's one name that you need to know on the offensive side. We mentioned that it wasn't a great offense, but freshman DeAndre Kerr, the Ontario native, was great in his first season for this Orange program. 4 goals and 8 points on the year. That led the team, both categories. How did he, at such a young age, just spring into ACC play and play at the caliber he did?
Yeah, for him, really, it was his pace. You got to keep in mind that he's only 17 years old coming into the lineup, and he split the goals, 2 in the fall campaign, 2 in the spring campaign, and using that pace and create movement off the ball to create space for himself and others, really, his teammates that were able to make those transitional runs into the box as well. He won 2 penalty kicks for his team. He was also named to the ACC's all-freshman team, which is really the highlight of the season for him and the team, but he's still got plenty more work to do. Again, he only scored 4 goals and he missed a lot more chances in the final third. He'll just have to brush up those finishing abilities over the summer and come back in the fall even stronger.
He's 17 playing ACC soccer. When I was 17, I was in trigonometry. A little bit of a different path we took there. But he's a freshman. He's a big part of this program going forward. He, Kyle Grunow, and so many more are returning next year. What's the upside for this team going forward? What do they look like come the fall of 2021, Jared?
Yeah, the upside is they got a lot of young guys coming in, but even more, they have 9 starters returning to the lineup. Their defensive line's basically intact. You got Abdi Salim returning from injury. You'll have Oli Oyegunle, who came in the spring, slotted in as a left-sided center back. And then look at Kyle Grunow, like you said, was fantastic in the spring. Billy Goldhart, to me, is really underrated, and he's going to be fantastic whether he's deployed on the left side or the right side. Singelman and then Georgia Kashevsky are going to do really good in possession and feeding DeAndre Kerr over the top.
This is an Orange program not too far removed from an NCAA tournament run. Thanks so much, Jared. Coming up on the other side, we hit the courts, the tennis courts. SU women's tennis with a big win over Marshall this past weekend, heading into the ACC tournament. All that and more coming up on The Bench.